Thank you very much for coming back. We will now go straight to agenda item number 19. And this agenda item comprises of 9 information documents. Distinguished delegates are invited to make observations on each of these documents, starting with agenda item 19.1. Like 9, and the documents are in your files. So I'll call for contributions from each document one by one until all have been considered. So I'm going to start with agenda item 19.1. This is progress report on implementation of the Regional Strategic Plan on Immunization, document AFR/RC67/information.doc/I. Any comments? I see none. Agenda item 19.2, progress report on the implementation of the Regional Program for Public Health Adaptation to Climate Change, document AFR/RC67/information.doc/2. Any comments? I see none. Agenda item 19.3, progress report on the implementation of the resolution on neglected tropical diseases, document AFR/RC67/inf.doc/3. Any comments? I see none. Agenda item 19.4, progress report towards measles elimination, document by 2020, document AFR/RC67/information.doc/4. Any comment? Uganda?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, you're moving so fast that we may not catch up even when we want to comment. But I do thank the Secretary.
You can go back to any if you want.
I do thank the Secretariat for the information paper. And I note the contents therein, but you're aware, Chair, that Uganda is host currently to over 2 million refugees, and our elimination efforts for some of these diseases may be hampered by this. And therefore, while the next steps, for example, for the measles, calls for reinforcement of national ownership and leadership, mobilizing financial and technical resources, and all those listed here, I don't see countries that are host to such huge numbers of refugees being catered for here, because we plan for our nationals. We do not plan for, what may come from other countries. So I feel that I think it's important, and we did raise this in the previous WHO meeting, that it's important that WHO does recognize countries that are host to these huge numbers of refugees, and the financial support really should come in handy for some of these countries like Uganda, and that's what I felt should be included in the next steps in this document.
Thank you, Uganda. Any other comment on agenda item 19.4? Côte d'Ivoire, you have the floor. Followed by Congo.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le Président, en matière de vaccination, la Côte d'Ivoire a fait des efforts en mettant à disposition le coût des vaccins pour toute l'année, de telle sorte que, au niveau de la centrale de Copenhague, nous avons désormais prépositionné l'achat de vaccins, si bien que cette année, nous ne sommes pas rentrés en rupture de vaccins, ce qui est une très bonne chose dans l'initiative de l'indépendance vaccinale. Cependant, sur le plan pratique, au niveau du terrain, à l'image des autres pays, nous continuons toujours d'être confrontés au problème de résistance de la vaccination. En effet, conformément aux rumeurs et aux tabous, il y a certaines populations qui considèrent la vaccination comme étant un produit qui peut rendre les filles stériles. Et dans ces localités-là, nous sommes confrontés à cette difficulté. Il serait donc important que l'Organisation mondiale de la santé puisse adresser le problème de telle sorte que des recommandations particulières soient faites dans ce sens pour nous faciliter la tâche sur le terrain. C'est vrai, nous avons fait des efforts en impliquant les leaders communautaires et religieux, mais nous n'avons pas encore totalement réussi à éviter ces désagréments lors de nos vaccinations. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Côte d'Ivoire. Congo, you have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Sur ce point, nous prenons note des progrès réalisés au niveau de la région dans le cadre de la rougeole. Mais comme a dit notre prédécesseur l'Ouganda, nous aussi nous sommes confrontés à un problème de réfugiés au niveau de la partie nord du pays, notamment lié à l'instabilité de la situation dans la Centrafrique, et que nous abritons, selon les estimations, entre 54 000 et 100 000 déplacés. Et en raison des difficultés financières que nous connaissons et de la couverture vaccinale qui a des hauts et des bas sur la rougeole, nous sommes inquiets et nous souhaiterons donc connaître quelle est la situation exacte en ce qui concerne l'apport de l'OMS dans ces situations de conflit. Deuxièmement, c'était pour demander au secrétariat, est-ce que, puisque nous sommes actuellement en 2017, est-ce qu'il est possible d'essayer d'avoir les données sur l'introduction du deuxième vaccin de la rougeole, comme cela est exigé par les normes internationales actuellement, le point en décembre 2016. Est-ce que c'est possible d'avoir pour qu'on puisse être réellement être édifié sur la situation de la couverture vaccinale en ce qui concerne la rougeole? Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Congo. I see no other flag on this particular item. Is Cameroon raising its flag?
Mr. Chair, I want to share the same opinion with our brothers from the Congo. In fact, the number of refugees in Cameroon is very, very alarming. We need to vaccinate them. We need extra effort to be able to reach out to every person because we don't even know them. They come in today, they come in tomorrow, to the extent that we cannot give you the exact figures of the people who have migrated from our neighbors. I mean, I'm talking specifically in two countries, the Central African Republic and our brothers from Nigeria. We get them every day coming to our country, and therefore we are still fragile. We need to vaccinate them, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Cameroon, for that strong point. Any other contribution on agenda item 19.4? I hope we've all caught up. My sister from Uganda thought I was going too quickly, so I just wanted to make sure we're now all at the same footing. Yes, I think we are. Agenda item 19.5, progress report on polio eradication status and endgame strategy in the Africa Region, document AFR/RC67/INF/DOC/5. Any observations on this? I see Cameroon. Any other? Cameroon, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the same vein, we've been 40 months polio-free now, but we are still very fragile because of the migration in and out in our porous boundaries. We need support, we need extra support to be able to arrive at what you've been describing as the polio endgame. Is the endgame going to be in this very, very fragile, the Lake Chad Basin countries? We are doubting. We need to put extra effort. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Again, thank you, Cameron, for that strong point. The issue of these cross-border, I think, migrations are important to note. Any other? Okay. I'll move to agenda item 19.6, progress report on the implementation of the reform of WHO's work on emergencies in the Africa region, document AFR/RC67/INF.DOC/6. Any observations from colleagues? I see none. I think I'll move on to agenda item 19.7, progress report on the African Public Health Emergencies Fund, document AFR/RC67/INF.DOC/7. African Public Health Emergency Fund. Any observations? I see the United Republic of Tanzania. No, not yet. They haven't started. Okay, United Republic of Tanzania, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. We would like to comment on the document agenda item 19.7, the progress report of the African Public Health Emergency Fund. We thank the Secretariat for the efforts to conduct resource mobilization for the fund and for convening experts to review the formula. This financial year, we've requested an allocation of Tanzanian shillings 250 million, which is around 120 United States dollars, for the fund from the Minister of Finance. We propose that the Secretariat's writes to member states attaching the invoice of required contributions so that we have adequate information to follow up with on the contributions called upon. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, United Republic of Tanzania. Any other contribution? I see none. I'll go to agenda item 19.8, report on WHO staff in the African region, document AFR/RC67/INF.DOC/8. This is on the WHO staff in the Africa region. I see the United Republic of Tanzania. Any other? United Republic of Tanzania, have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Tanzania commends the Secretariat for a detailed report on the status of World Health Organization staff in Africa region and appreciates the information provided in various tables in the report. Mr. Chairperson, we note with appreciation the efforts underway to ensure more gender-balanced staff, especially in higher categories, and increased transparency on the information of staff who've come from other regions outside Africa. Mr. Chairperson, we've noted that the report is missing information on challenges related to staff matters. As we anticipate, there may be some challenges which member states need to be aware of. As we have noted, there's an increase in staff who are on temporary appointment. It will be helpful to get management perspective on the implications in general of having more staff who are on temporary appointment to guide further discussions on staffing of the organization. We further note that the information provided on geographical distribution of long-term international professional officers staff, table 3B, page 8, Mr. Chairperson, There's a column which has included both staff from World Health Organization headquarters and other regions. We wish to recommend in the future that such reports, the information be separated by having headquarters staff separated from those in other regions and indicating which regions do have staff from Africa region. This will further inform us on how the policy of staff mobility is being implemented across the organization. With that, I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you again, United Republic of Tanzania, for those very pertinent observations. Any other flag, any other contribution from? No, I see none. I'll now move on to agenda item 19.9. Regional matters arising from reports of the WHO internal and external audits. Document AFR/RC67/inf.doc/9. Any observations? Any from member states? From member states? Well, this was faster, obviously, than I even thought. Any other? No? I see none. Well, distinguished delegates, thank you for your comments. Do we agree to take note of the information documents? I see no other comment. The documents are noted.
Chair.
I do not want to ask the Uganda. I think you had something to say.
Yes, Chair. I note that we did make some comments on the information documents, and while your summary statement says we take note of the documents, we felt WHO should take note of the comments also from the member states. That should have come from you as well.
Thank you, Uganda. The WHO assures me that, but you want to hear it from them? Is that what you are trying to say? Because the normal protocol is that we just take note and we assume that they are listening. But if the committee feels that WHO should open their own mouths and say so, although I've already pulled the gavel, but I can give that opportunity to the WHO just to reassure member states that you are listening.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je confirme que le secrétariat prend note de tous les commentaires qui ont été faits par les honorables ministres et chefs de délégation. Et je vous remercie.
Thank you, Uganda. I note a smile now, but we will now consider agenda item number 20 on the provisional agenda. The provisional agenda, look for it, it's in your notes, it's in your file. The provisional agenda, the date and place for the 68th session. This is the 67th, so we're looking now at the 68th session of the Regional Committee, and also the place of the 69th session of the Regional Committee. Document AFR/RC67/16. I'll give you time to search for it in your files. So it's this one. take it that the committee, honorable ministers and heads of delegation are in possession of the draft provisional agenda, and you have looked through it. Therefore, I'm now soliciting for comments from yourselves on the provisional agenda for the 68th session of the regional committee. If there are no comments on the agenda, we will move on to the next part of it. At our 66th session of the regional committee, we decided that the 68th session would be held in Senegal. Is there any further comments from distinguished guests and delegates on the place of the 68th session? So last year we actually decided it should be Senegal. Is there any further comments? Is Senegal itself here? Shall I give the floor to Senegal?
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. C'est le lieu encore de renouveler tous nos remerciements à l'OMS et à tous les États membres pour avoir accordé leur confiance au Sénégal pour organiser la 68e session du comité régional de l'OMS. Nous serons très heureux de vous accueillir chez nous au Sénégal, pays de la Teranga. Donc nous avons lu tout ce que vous avez mis et nous sommes prêts à l'assumer. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Any other comments from honorable members and heads of delegation? I see none. So the draft agenda for the 68th session of the regional committee, as proposed in document AFR/RC67/16, is therefore approved. Furthermore, the 68th session of the regional committee will be held in Dakar, Republic of Senegal, from the 27th to the 31st of August 2018. It is so decided. Distinguished delegates, in accordance with resolution AFR/RC35/R10.1, which resolved that the regional committee shall meet at least once every 2 years at the regional office, it is proposed that the 69th session of the regional committee be held at the Secretariat in Brazzaville, in the Republic of Congo, in 2019. This is a standing, what do you call it? A standing what? It's a standing rule.
Yes, standing rule.
It is a standing rule, so unless the rule wants to be misruled, or this is a standing rule. So it is so decided. Distinguished delegates, we've now come to the end of our technical discussions. And on behalf of the Regional Committee, I wish to thank you yet again. And the Program Subcommittee has done excellent work. Honorable Ministers, heads of delegation, you may recall that at our 66th session of the Regional Committee, we approved the new terms of reference of the Program Subcommittee. In order for the membership of the Program Subcommittee to be compliant with the new terms of reference adopted last year, the Program Subcommittee members have put forward the following draft decisions for our consideration. And we are looking now at the membership of the Program Subcommittee. Having considered the need for the membership of the Program Subcommittee to be compliant with the new terms of reference adopted at the 66th session of the Regional Committee for Africa, the Program Subcommittee has agreed to propose to the 67th session of the Regional Committee for Africa that the Program Subcommittee should be composed of the following member states, as from the 67th session of the Regional Committee for Africa. And these are the proposed member states from Sub-Region 1, Sub-Region 2, and Sub-Region 3. And I'll read the Sub-Region 1 proposals. Liberia, it's been a member from 2015 until 2018. Sierra Leone from 2015 to 2018. Mauritania from 2016 to 2019. Nigeria from 2016 to 2019. And Senegal from 2017 to 2020. Togo from 2017 to 2020. Sub-Region 2. Kenya from 2015 to 2018. Uganda from 2015 to 2018. Ethiopia from 2016 to 2019. Sao Tome and Principe from 2016 to 2019. Rwanda from 2017 to 2020. Cameroon from 2017 to 2020. Sub-Region 3. Namibia from 2015 to 2018. Seychelles from 2015 to 2018. South Africa from 2016 to 2019. Botswana from 2017 to 2019. I think there's a mistake there. I thought it was looking like it's only 2 years for Botswana, but I'm being advised by the legal counsel there it's correct. Zimbabwe from 2017 to 2020, and Angola from 2017 to 2020. So the program subcommittee will therefore have a membership of 18 members. Sub-Region 1, 2, and 3. Are there any comments on this draft decision? Honorable Ministers and Heads of Delegations. If there are no comments, I would like to propose that we adopt the decision as proposed. Well, thank you. The decision is hereby adopted. The next program subcommittee meeting will be held in June 2018. The dates and venue will be communicated to you by the Secretariat. We'll proceed and now go on to consider the nomination of representatives to serve on the special program of research development and research training in human reproduction. This will be membership category 2 of the Policy and Coordination Committee, PCC. The term of office for Mali and Mauritania on the HRP's Policy and Coordination Committee, PCC, under category 2 will come to an end on 31st December 2017. In accordance with the English alphabetical order, it is proposed that Mali and Mauritania be replaced by Namibia and Mozambique for a period of 3 years with effect from 1st of January 2018 to 31st December 2020. Namibia and Mozambique will thus join Mauritania on the PCC. Will thus join Mauritius on the PCC. Are there any comments on this draft decision? I see none. I would like to propose Malawi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I just want to make an intervention to your last proposal. Remember when we were discussing the budget and the polio and trust funds, there was also research in human reproduction, and in the budget, we didn't set any monies to run that activity. So maybe we need to be advised how we plan to fund this activity, because the budget doesn't reflect it.
Thank you, Malawi. Yes, we've got here the Secretariat. How do you propose to run this? You didn't budget for it. And it's a good question. Secretariat?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The representation is the functionality of the committee is run through headquarters. What they require from us as a region is to provide the names of the members that they will then call to that committee. Thank you.
Malawi?
That's a plausible response. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Plausible response. Okay, thank you. If there's no other comment, the decision is hereby adopted. Next, we will consider the designation of member states of the Africa region to serve on the executive board. The term of office of the Republic of Congo on the executive board will end with the closing of the 71st World Health Assembly. In accordance with AFR/RC/54/11, which decided the arrangements to be followed in putting forward each year the member states of the Africa region for election to the Health Assembly, it is proposed as follows. Number 1, Gabon to replace the Republic of Congo in serving on the executive board, starting with the 143rd session in May 2018, immediately after the 71st World Health Assembly. Gabon will thus join Algeria, Benin, Burundi, Swaziland, United Republic of Tanzania, and Zambia on the executive board. Number 2, Swaziland to serve as vice chair of the executive board as from the 143rd session of the executive board. So Swaziland will be our vice chair. Are there any comments on this draft decision? If there are no comments, I would like to propose that you adopt the decision as proposed. Thank you. We will now proceed to consider the method of work and duration of the 70th First World Health Assembly. It is proposed, number one, it is proposed that the chairperson of the 67th session of the Regional Committee for Africa be designated as president of the 71st World Health Assembly to be held from 21st of May to the 26th of May 2018. With regards to the main committees of the Assembly and based on the English alphabetical order and sub-regional geographic grouping, it is proposed as follows. Number 2, Burkina Faso to serve as the Vice Chair for Committee B. Cameroon to serve as the Rapporteur for Committee A. Number 3, Mauritania, Nigeria, Gabon, Botswana, Madagascar to serve on the General Committee. And number 5, Lesotho, Niger, Sao Tome and Principe to serve on the Credentials Committee. Are there any comments on this draft decision? If there are no comments, I would like to propose that we adopt the decision as proposed. Thank you. We have now come to the end of our discussions, and the Secretariat will make a draft report, but this will be done tomorrow.
Yes.
This will be done tomorrow. So I would like to thank honorable members and heads of delegation, and of course the Secretariat. Really have done a good job today, and we have come to the end of our today's session. So we will break for lunch, but let's remind you that there is very exciting side events this afternoon before we go to the falls. The first one is the launch of the report on the status of blood transfusion access in the region, a very critical one. And this side event will be at 1 o'clock, so 30 minutes from now, in the Kalala room. And this will be for an hour. Then there will be another second side event in the same room on psoriasis, and is organized by the International Federation of Psoriasis Association. And this will begin at 14:30, also in the Kalala room. Then it will be, I hope, for not more than an hour, because at 3:30 we go to the falls. Are there any further announcements from the Secretariat? Okay. So we can now break for this lunch break. Go to the side events, 1 o'clock, up to really 2:30. And I don't know whether there's lunch there. Is there lunch in the in the Kalala room? So lunch will be in the Kalala room, so you don't need to sweat too much. I noticed Congo.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Nous avons bien travaillé, nous avons bien avancé. J'aurais souhaité savoir si le secrétariat modifie le temps de travail demain, en tenant compte des avancées, parce que les cérémonies demain étaient prévues surtout dans l'après-midi, à partir de 14h30. Est-ce que, en tenant compte des avancées, vous maintenez ce calendrier de travail ou il est modifié?
Yeah, you're right, Congo. We have changed it. We're going to start at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and make sure that we finish by
noon. 12.
Yeah, by 12 noon we should be finished. So 9 o'clock to about 12 tomorrow. So let's come for 9, and we will then plow through it until 12. Thank you, Congo. Okay, now we'll break for lunch and side events, and then meet. I want to remind you, please dress appropriately, those who are coming to the falls. Thank you.